Thank you for joining us this afternoon. I'm Steve Jacobson, Vice President of Development for Great Wolf Resorts. And we also have some other members from our team that I'd like to acknowledge. I don't know if they're all here, but certainly Rodney Jones, VP of Construction, Dustin Murray, and Eden Dang with our on-site construction team. And I don't know if we have anybody else from the Great Wolf, but they're part of the team that you'll be seeing. Oh, and Stephen Dobbs. Like I said, as soon as you list somebody, you forget somebody. It is remarkable to think, like I said, just a year ago, we officially broke ground on this new resort. And now we're celebrating a major milestone. And originally we were talking about a topping off ceremony, but Turner actually got ahead of us and got all the beams up and the cranes are gone. So what we're really signifying today is that the exterior is down far enough where we can really start concentrating on the finishes of the building. And you'll see that as a little surprise a little bit later on. What this also means is that Turner and ID3, who handles our theming and branding, and of course our good partner Newman Pools, they can now shift their focus on all of the things that are going to make this Great Wolf Lodge very special. So as you can see, things are going to move a lot quicker. Right, Scott? Okay, good man. It won't be long before we start seeing all the pools, the slides, the water features. The water park, to give you an idea, it's over 2.5 acres under roof, and that's going to be our largest water park we've ever done. It'll have 2 slide tires, which we've never done before either. So it's going to really be a showcase, not only for our company, but I think for the entire Mid-Atlantic region. The entertainment, or the family entertainment center, or the adventure center as we call it, will be about 57,000 square feet, and it'll have everything that you've seen in other lodges, plus some surprises that our marketing team will unfold later on. We'll wait to start to see the walls and finishes go into place at the resorts, at the restaurants, eateries, retail outlets, and so forth. And then each month and day of the week, you should be able to see really big hurdles met as the project moves much further along. Weather, hopefully, will be less of a detriment on the progress of the project. So we're pleased that we are offering, the other thing that I'd like to say is that not only is it an important milestone for the company, but we are now announcing publicly that we are now taking reservations for August 1st of 2023. And if you book before August 1st of this year, and you stay, I think it's like from August to December of 23. If you book now, you will get up to 25% off on the room, and I believe there's some free dining coupon options as well. So it usually goes pretty quick. So get online, www.greatwolf.com/Maryland, and then type in there early wolf. Yeah, and then it'll take you right to the webpage. So that's important for us that now we know where the deadline is, Scott. No pressure, people signing up. We all have your cell phone number if that doesn't happen. So on that note, I would like to invite Scott up here. Scott Abelari is Vice President and General Manager of Turner Construction. As he comes up here, I do want to say that we working through this project through COVID and everything else. These guys have been great partners for us. The entire team has performed stellar, and we wouldn't be at this point if it wasn't for Scott and his team. Scott.
Thanks, Steve. Thanks for everybody coming out. At ground, they can't wait to see us, and then at topping out, they can't wait for us to leave. So we know that we can't get done soon enough and get the bathing suits ready. But we're truly excited to be here today. As you said, just 13 months ago, it was an open field, and starting to build the largest Great Wolf Lodge ever. And $115 million later to date of material, dedication, hard work, teamwork, we're able to reach this milestone of topping out plus, a little ahead. It's always a good thing. So, but it's all about teamwork. Most importantly, several folks that helped us get here to this point, State of Maryland and all other agencies helping us get there, Cecil County, the town of Perryville, from the mayor to all the people in planning, review, and inspection, the police. I see the fire chief here today, all those folks that are going to take on this wonderful amenity. They've really helped us get to this point. Again, the vision of our design partners is always great when you have a great designer with great vision, but working with us day in and day out to get the details right to finish it. Stan Tech, ID3, Morris Ritchie, and all the consultants have been nothing but a pleasure to work with to get us to this point. As he mentioned, Newman Pools is the heart of the fun part in the back, which is the water slides and the pools. Great partners. We're opening up space and they're rocking and rolling back there. And certainly to all of our great trade partners. You'll see all the labels on the trucks from DXI to Worth to Crystal Steel and LR Wilson, PDM. All of them and all their craft workers have really been doing an incredible job putting this jewel of a water park together. Certainly my team, Nick Geiswhite, Braxton Richardson, Bill Bishop, senior leadership, Pete Schramm and Nick Sevier, Nick Candy, and all of our staff. Too many to list right now, but it takes a village, as they say, and we got a great village, and they're doing a great job leading this team. And nothing better to work for a great client like Great Wolf. It makes it so much easier. And they're steering us and leading this entire team to make decisions and make things happen. It's been nothing but a pleasure. Of course, Eden, Rodney, Steve, and the gang that they mentioned, and Dustin have been nothing but true partnerships. And all that coming together has made this thing happen so far to date. And we earlier we had a little get together for the 350 craft men and women working here and making safety priority number one is most important. We're going to maintain that focus to drive this thing to the end. And soon, we'll welcome our families, our friends, our neighbors, all in our bathing suits for the ribbon cutting. And I don't know, Steve, who's going to be first down the water slide? I don't know, but there's a lottery going on right now to be the first down the chute, and we can't wait to get there and open up the largest Great Wolf Lodge to date. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. As Scott had mentioned, this will be the largest Great Wolf Resort we've ever built. This will be 700 rooms, which, as you can see, it's pretty ominous as far as the size. Kind of a question, I had a question earlier on. Why is the insulation all different colors? Well, the resourcefulness of Turner, the supply chain. Got this one from Peoria, this one from Texas, different parts of the country. So they've been very resourceful in, getting ahead of the supply chain issues. This excitement has only grown during our first year of construction, as we've experienced tremendous support and collaboration, because you wouldn't be at this point if you didn't have a town, a county, and a state working together. And I've said this every time I've presented. If it wasn't for the fact the town of Perryville and the commissioners and the mayor and all the people that have worked in the city in the past and the county and the state, because of a project of this size, you can't do it alone. And so I'd like a round of applause for all three of them. I'm also pleased that the mayor of Perryville, Matt Roth, is here. Stephen Overbay, Cecil County Director of Administration, standing in for Executive Director Daniela Hornberger, who couldn't be here today, as well as other folks from Cecil County, commissioners, staff, department heads, and also, as importantly, or more so, is the Perryville commissioners, the town police and fire chief, who will be stewards with us as this project opens up. We're glad that you could all join us today. I'd now like to invite both Mayor Roth and Stephen up here for them both to say a few words. Mayor?
Good afternoon, everyone. Matt Roth, thank you for coming today. Steve, thank you for giving me the opportunity to say a few words. Over the last couple of days, it seems like I am the official welcomer to our community. With that, I see a lot of native faces that I don't recognize. So welcome to the town of Perryville. We, at this point, know it won't be the last time you're here, but we certainly want to make sure that we have an impact when it comes down to what you do. I want to tell a little bit of a story just this past week when it comes down to what Great Wolf Lodge is going to mean to our community, and kind of the illustrations and the things that I come across quite often. I'm honored to do a lot of things when it comes down to being the mayor of the town that I grew up in for 43 years now. Just last week, the Perryville Little League asked me to come and do a welcome speech for their the state major boys Little League tournament. Now, this is the same division that's going to be representing the state of Maryland in the Little League World Series. That is going to be in Pennsylvania this coming month, and you'll see on ESPN and those types of things. So it's a big deal for not only for the Little League, but also for our community and the amount of people that they invited into the town. And while I was introducing the players and the families to the town of Perryville, what it is, what it's going to be, I obviously started giving this real unique feeling that I was talking to people that are actually going to be coming back to this community someday. While I was sitting there selling Great Wolf Lodge to obviously your demographic of young boys, 10, 12, 11, that will obviously be coming in here, running and jumping and having a fantastic time, I'm sitting here thinking that's such a great opportunity, not only for our business communities, obviously Great Wolf Lodge, this campus here, but everybody in the community when it comes down to growth. Now, over the last 14 months, we've seen significant impact when it comes down to residential growth, commercial growth. We have some business owners here that have made significant investments in our community recently with the a part of Great Wolf Lodge being a part of that business plan. So when it comes down to that, I want to thank you. I want to thank your team and everybody involved for seeing the opportunity that Perryville is, and obviously want to make sure that we recognize. Congratulations as well. I think I did this last time, but congratulations on getting to this point. Again, like I said last time, you're going to kill it. We're going to make sure that you do it. Okay. Thank you.
As Steve indicated, I too am Steve Overbay. I am the Acting Director of Administration for Cecil County Government, and I have the distinct pleasure of representing County Executive Danielle Hornberger today. So, as an economic developer by my initial trade, I couldn't be happier than to stand on a site that looks like this one on a day that feels like this. After the last couple of days we've had here in Maryland, this is a reprieve for sure, and one that we're certainly happy to have. But today didn't happen. It's not a short-term effort. This is a culmination of literally years of work to get to this point. And I think that there are people who are either in positions currently or were in the past that had a large role in making this happen. And I'd certainly like to recognize the fact that their hard work and our collective hard work has brought us to this point, and it's a day that we can certainly be proud of here in Cecil County, and quite frankly, throughout our entire region. I got the chance to stand here a year ago and look out over a field that had been cleared, but not much more. And when you stand in front of something of this size and scope, it's really easy to, I think, take some of these things for granted. But there are neat stories happening here every day that are impactful for our community. There are local companies that are benefiting from the work that is happening on this site. So when you look at these opportunities, when you look at the economic development opportunity, it's abundant, and it's clear that Maryland, our region, and specifically Cecil County, has been able to reap the rewards of the many great things happening here at this location. The cadence is amazing, so kudos to Turner and the team for what they're doing. Simply a year ago, and as you hear Steve talk about taking reservations, those dates keep moving up each time we have this conversation. So before we know it, we will be here enjoying this facility as another asset here in Cecil County that we will all be proud to be taking part in. But a special thanks to Steve and his team. It's fun when you get to do this and you get to work with a top-notch company. And I can honestly say from the top all the way through everyone that we deal with, we've had the distinct pleasure of working with Great Wolf Lodge and the great people that they have attached to this project to make sure that the outcome is exactly what was promised and exactly what was agreed upon years ago. So with that, we've tried to do our part. I'd like to thank the local municipality. I'd like to thank the state of Maryland, and then certainly the hardworking folks at Cecil County, as this has been a fast-track project for us, and I would say probably the model example of said type of project, in that we've really done everything imaginable to make sure that timelines are met, promises are kept, and that Cecil County continues to rise to the forefront as a place to continue to do business in the state of Maryland. Job creation is what's on top of mind right now. As you hear, the time frames are accelerated. We are very excited about the number of jobs, the positions that are going to be offered here for Cecil County residents, and those throughout our region, because this is going to be a massive employer, and it's going to be a huge feather to add into our already burgeoning tourism market. So adding this to sports tourism and all of the other amazing things we have going on in Cecil County, certainly this is going to be a fine 1-2 punch for our region. That said, some days you draw the right straw. I got to start our day at the Cecil Fair, which is a big deal here in Cecil County. I get to spend my afternoon with our friends from Great Wolf Lodge and celebrate this fantastic day. So for those of you that have had a part, I thank you all, and Steve, I thank you for the opportunity to be a part today.
Thanks, Steve. Thank you, Mayor. Like I said earlier, when you start listing names, there is a chance of you forgetting somebody. Well, I did, so this is where I saved myself. So I'd like to thank our civil engineers, MRA, Andrew and Amy are there. I see Stephen and Brad. They're our team that actually gets this open from the operations side, and their whole team is here. And also, people responsible for putting this all together, which is Jason and Allison, as well as our PR firm. So I think everybody else. So I'm covered. So usually at a topping off, usually there's a beam that we raise up in the air, and we clap as it goes up. Well, as I said earlier, Turner's ahead of us on that. So we're going to do something a little bit different for the first time. So if I could have Scott and Mayor and Steve come up, you will see briefly what it is we're going to do. So what this is, instead of a beam in place, this will be one of the first ride sections that'll be installed in the water park. So imagine on your tube going through the interior of this for hundreds and hundreds of feet and then dropping into a huge pool. So one of the treats we're going to have today is you're all going to get a Sharpie and you're going to get to sign your name to the slide, and that'll be put up somewhere in one of the towers once construction starts. So if everybody can come up, Jason, you got the Sharpies? Why don't you guys kind of just file up and just, remember, keep it PG-13, because kids will be at the